Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, the topic that we are going to discuss today is elements of prose. The thing that we will discuss in today's segment that are different elements of the prose that are setting, character, plot, conflict, theme, point of view, tone and mood, and then the style. But before going to the elements, let's first see that what prose is. So prose is a form of language that has no formal metrical structure, like in poetry. It applies the natural flow of speech and ordinary grammatical structure rather than rhythmic structure, such as in the case of traditional poetry. Normal everyday speech is spoken in prose, and most people think and write in prose form. So you can define prose in a way that anything that is not poetry is prose. So there are basically two genres of writing that are prose and poetry. And then the prose includes the essay writing, short story writing, novella, even the novels and the drama and the things like that. So these are the different, you can say that the types of writing that are included in prose. Now we'll go to the elements of the prose. Different elements of prose are, the first thing is that is the setting. Setting is basically that where, when does the story take place. It is where and when is the story set. Setting represents both the physical location and the time, that is to say past, present, future, the social and cultural conditions in which the characters exist, physical environment, social situation, time period, and the location. So setting means the physical as well as the virtual situation or virtual conditions, environment that is present in the society of that time are, you can say, the locations where the story is set, where the story takes place. Then there are characters. Uh, we all know that character is a person or an animal or really anything personified. It can be a personified character, non-living thing, being given the qualities of the human being. There can be one main character, uh, uh, that is the protagonist, or many, and often there are secondary characters too, but not always. Not always we have the other characters. Sometimes there are certain stories which just have one character, and that is the whole character. It includes biographical information, personality traits, social roles, psychological factors such as aspirations, fears, and personal values. Then we have plot. Plot is what happens. Characters, action, and important events. That is a very important thing, the plot. Uh, that is studied in the shape of pyramid. Plot progresses through the three stages of rising action. That is, you can say the beginning, climax, that we say the middle, and resolution, that we say the end. So the plot is like a pyramid. We have the beginning of the story, we have the middle of the story, and then we have the resolution. Then conflict. Conflict, every story must have a conflict. If there is no conflict, if we think about our daily lives, our routine lives, we see that if there is no conflict, there is no story. So conflict is the very basic thing of a story. Every story must have a conflict. That is to say, a challenge or problem around which the plot is based. Without conflict, the story will have no purpose or trajectory. So that is a very simple thing. If there is no conflict, there is no story. If there is no issue, there is no solution. If there is no problem, no one is going to solve that problem. So the problems, as well as the challenges, are the conflict that really needs to be addressed in the story, and the story is only developed when there is a conflict. Then there is theme. Theme is the idea, belief, moral lesson, or insight. It's the central argument that the author is trying to make the reader understand. The theme is the why of the story, that why a writer has written the story, that what is the purpose of the writer writing that story or writing that piece of writing. Does he want to give a moral lesson? Does he want to give an insight into a character or into a situation? So that is theme tells us that why the writer the story has been written. Then there is point of view. It's a technical term that identifies the narrator's position relative to the story being told. We know that there are certain autobiographies or autographies that someone is writing by his own point of view, that I was there, I went there, and sometimes it is written in the third person, that the story of some other person and being narrated by the writer. So that is the point of the view, that what is position of the writer uh, when that story takes place, or where is the writer when the story takes place. Then there is tone as well as mood. Tone is basically, in simple way, we can say that tone is what the writer thinks, and mood is what the reader develops. Tone is the overall emotional tone or meaning of the story. Is it happy, funny, sad, depressed? Tone can be portrayed in multiple ways through word and grammar choices, choice of theme, imagery and description, symbolism, and the sound of the words and combination. But that is to say the rhyme, rhythm, musicality. So basically the basic difference between tone and mood is that tone is writer's point of view, or the way the writer has written a story, and the mood is the feelings that the reader gets, that the listener develops during listening or reading that story. Then the last thing, but not least, that is the style. This is how things are said. Word choices, sentence structure, dialogues, metaphors, simile, hyperbole. These are all figures of speech. Many other are there. Figurative languages used. Style contributes significantly to the tone. Basically, the style is the thing that tells the tone. That what is tone of the writer. Style can be a critical one, a rhetoric one. Uh, it can be an ironic one when the writer is just criticizing the society or criticizing a certain situation. It can be a comic one. Writer is just making fun of the situations or the things or the situations as they are going on. A style is special to writers. So writers have their own styles, and many writers are known by the styles they take. For example, if we talk about William Wordsworth being a poet, the poets also have a style. So he is just said to be the poet of nature. Why? Because he has written on the nature. We see Thomas Hardy, and Thomas Hardy has written many novels, and all his novels, like that of the Return of the Native, and he portrays that nature is hostile to man. So his style is dissimilar to that of the Wordsworth. Like if we study Ernest Hemingway, uh, you might be aware of his novel The Old Man and the Sea, like The Farewell to the Arms. So his characters are his style. His style is a way that when he thinks that, he portrays that man is always in struggle. Man is always fighting against the forces that are acting against him. So that is the style. Style, it can be depicted by the language that the writer uses. It can be depicted by the ideas that the writer wants to convey, and so on. So style is, sometimes it is specific to the writer, and most writers have their own styles. The good writers, are the well-known writers, or the appreciated writers, have developed their own styles. So this is what about our today's topic. These are the elements of the prose. These are necessary to be studied in order to get the full insight into the writing. If you want to study some material for the exams, you would be asked the questions uh, on these based on these elements. So if you're studying it for the exam purpose, you need to be aware of these elements. And the second thing is, if you're reading that piece of literature, that piece of writing, just for the pleasure, then you must also be aware of all these things so that you can really enjoy uh, the writing of the writer, the efforts of the writer. You can appreciate that on the basis of these elements. So that's all about our today's topic. Now I would say thank you to you that you have spared your sufficient time for listening this presentation. Thank you very much.